class in teaching.
Donc là, ce qu'on va voir, c'est une partie du niveau 1B.
Yeah.
1B
That's part of it. But the main thing about the 1B teaching is about having a deeper connection with your inside.
Et le principal enseignement du niveau 1B, c'est d'avoir la connexion avec l'intérieur.
There are a few things that you learn from 1B. You learn how to generate the heat, like in Chico.
Donc, au début, c'était plutôt comment générer de la chaleur.
And how to not only connect with yourself, but try to look into your own shadows.
Prendre conscience de sa propre ombre, shadow.
Ombre.
Ouais.
D'ombre.
Je cherche un équivalent parce que c'est...
Shadow. Oui.
Shadow, c'est
Ombre.
And so the practice asks you to connect with community, with people more, because the more you go inside, the more you can go outside.
Donc, plus on arrivera à se connecter avec son intérieur, mieux on arrivera à se connecter avec les autres.
However, you can do that in the afternoon, but I'm going to run through some of these things here. This is the ending of the 1B class that we're teaching people how to do the TaichiFlow.
J'ai pas suivi.
Je pense que c'est par rapport à alors c'est
ce qu'on va voir là.
Ce qu'on voit là, c'est pour voir cet après-midi le TaichiFlow.
D'accord.
C'est ce que j'ai compris.
But the TaichiFlow is very easy, and we teach this TaichiFlow everywhere, but people don't understand what the philosophy behind it.
Donc le TaichiFlow est très facile, mais on l'enseigne, mais on ne voit pas ce qu'il y a derrière comme philosophie.
So we run through some of the elements here and helping you how to understand the TaichiFlow. So
c'est pour enseigner le TaichiFlow. Je sais pas comment le flux du Tai Chi.
Ouais.
Si on veut traduire en français. Le flux du Tai Chi.
Non.
Fluidité.
Le fluidité dans le Tai Chi.
TaichiFlow.
TaichiFlow.
You learn it
Bon, on va
before,
laisser
right?
TaichiFlow. Démarre avec le Yiking.
Is a very early emperor, only the sage as well.
Fushi est un des premiers empereurs
It's been a long time.
de milliers d'années.
But he saw what we call a dragon horse.
Cheval, le dragon cheval ou le cheval dragon.
Whatever you say. So he designed this backward that you probably see the 8 thing. Okay? We call 8 backwise. Okay, all we call 8 all of trigrams. We call them the 8 trigrams. Backward. Tức là thầy nói hồi xưa ở cuộc thi đó, ông nhìn cái lông mã, có con lông mã đó hiện ra, thì nó hiện ra thì trong cái lính đó cái bản đồ hình đó của cái gạch dài gạch ngắn này nọ, thành ra ông đặt ra thì gọi là bát quái và ngoài tới cái luật của trời đất. So. But how he think about it, it's a mysterious thing because we never understand why he looked at the things on the dragon horse and he designed the bakwa. It's still a mystery until today. Meaning, you see something out there, what can you think? What can you interpret? Everyone's different. The guy is a sage. He look at those things on the back of the dragon horse and he say, oh, this is meaning. So he say this.
Il y a toujours ce mystère là de dragon cheval, je sais pas comment dire.
There are 4 things.
Et
the 4 things are very elemental. And the 4 thing, let me write down the 4 things. First is the earth, the heaven.
Donc il y a 4 choses essentielles.
The fire,
la terre, le ciel,
and the
le
water.
feu et l'eau.
Isn't those 4 things the most elemental? Isn't 4 things these 4 things here? You take a look at this. This is very elemental. Elemental. Elemental meaning it's something that is so it's so core. You can see it everywhere in the world. You can see everywhere. Without these four things, can we live? I don't think we can live without these four things, right? Can you imagine you live without water or fire?
Donc c'est vraiment les éléments essentiels, quoi, donc élémentaires, mais élémentaires au sens d'essentiel, les premiers éléments.
It's really critical that you see things. He saw this four things.
On peut pas s'en passer. Aucun
But that seemed to be easy. Now thinking about, he sees something else is even more important. So let me write down the word earth here. La terre et le ciel.
Le feu, l'eau.
Okay. And the earth here maybe we change it into
terre.
There. Help me, God.
Yes.
Right, terra. So, from the earth, he found out that there's something is very, very powerful image, and he found out that is the mountain, montagne.
Donc l'image de la terre, c'est la montagne.
All right. But why did he choose the valley? Why doesn't he choose the hill? He chose the mountain. I don't know.
Pourquoi il a choisi la montagne pour représenter la terre? Pourquoi pas la vallée ou autre? On ne sait pas.
We will later understand why.
Mais on verra plus tard.
From the cyan here, if you take a look at the cyan, what did you see? What did you see is coming out from the sky?
Des nuages.
Huh?
Nuages.
The nuage. Very good. What else you see? Huh? Clouds, the nuage, yeah. But what else you can see associated with the sky? Mr. Obama, sleepy.
Qu'est-ce que tu vois dans le ciel? Qu'est-ce que tu vois dans le
C'est
ciel?
le reflet aussi, par exemple, de la mer. S'il est bleu, il fait du blue, il reflex aussi.
L'espace, blue, the space, the stars, the sun.
All right.
Clair.
It's so interesting because that's what we see today. We see what you see, but he sees something very important, elemental. You see the wind.
Le vent.
He sees the wind, and what does it mean, the wind? Wind means the changing of temperature in this we call in the air.
Parce que le vent, ça veut dire quoi? Ça veut dire le changement de température dans l'air.
So when the temperature of two blocks of air are different, then it creates the winds.
Quand il y a différence de température, c'est ça qui crée le vent.
You realize that?
Est-ce que vous pouvez réaliser ça?
So wind
Que le vent
is the
provient de la
movement of
différence de
air.
température.
The wind is the movement
Différence
of
de
air.
pression.
De température, de température.
Ça fait des mouvements de masse d'air, de masse d'air chaud que ça prend, et c'est ça qui fait le vent.
Very good. For example, you can see this very powerful image about the wind here. You're thinking about elevation, the mountain on top, the mountain and the bottom here. You think, see the contour? The contour of air from here and the air down here, if you only have 1 degree temperature difference, the air is moving. It's moving both ways.
Donc là, on est sur la montagne avec le
The cold air moving down,
en haut,
hot air
et donc
moving
il y a
up,
des
even
mouvements,
1 degree
même
difference.
s'il y a 1 degré de différence entre les deux, ça crée des mouvements d'air du vent.
Okay, now you're thinking about the contour of the land, create the movement of the air. You're thinking about the sun going up in the morning. The sun create heat.
Donc on pensez au soleil qui monte et qui crée la chaleur.
And do you feel that in the morning you get out there, when the sun coming out, you see the wind coming from nowhere, but actually because the sun heat up the air, and so it creates the
Et
movement.
c'est avec le soleil qu'arrive le vent, parce qu'il met la chaleur et donc ça met en mouvement.
And you realize that in the middle of the day, the sun's very, very high hot.
Au milieu de la journée,
It cooked up the air. Here, you don't feel anything yet. You don't feel any air movement, right? But actually, the air movement is somewhere else. So always air moving because the temperature is changing. Winds is the movement of the the air.
Donc
Now,
le
in
vent
the
est bien le
evening,
mouvement de l'air.
when the sun coming down, and you start to see some air moving, right? You breeze, and you feel, oh, it's 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. It's a very breezing. Well,
Et à la fin de journée, à
again,
nouveau, il y a le
movement.
soleil qui décroît et à nouveau, il y a la brise qui se lève, quoi.
Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it? But you never thought about it is a movement of the air. But when the ancient, when the Fushi, when he sees or he saw what's going on in the sky, he sees some movement. And those movements he called winds.
Donc, en regardant le ciel, il voit ces mouvements et donc ces mouvements, il les a appelés le vent.
Is it the tear? Is that the right kind of word?
Ouais, ouais,
Tear,
c'est ça.
tear,
Terre, c'est ça.
tear, okay. The wind's movement. And take a look at this. Yes, exactly. Your body's getting heated up, right? Do you create air movement? Yes. Yes. Now, you see many things going on and create the winds. For example, the sun, the contour.
Donc beaucoup de choses créent le vent. Il y a à la fois le soleil, le relief.
You see the sun with the heat from the sun, and you see the contour of the land, the landscape.
Donc le relief, effectivement.
But do you realize that if you move an object moving very fast, like the car, you will drive the car, you also create the movement of the air. So, moving object,
Le mouvement aussi
right?
crée de l'air.
Do you know that there's something moving inside your body? What is that? Huh?
Oui.
Breathing.
You're breathing, very good. What else moving in your body?
Intestine.
Blood. The blood. So here, the blood moving, the blood's moving.
Le sang.
So when your blood moving,
Donc quand le sang
it
se déplace,
create the different temperature, very minute temperatures are changing when the blood moving.
et ça crée des différences de température également avec le mouvement.
And when the blood moving, it's like the car moving. So it create the wind within the body.
Donc ça crée de l'air, du mouvement dans le corps.
And it's very subtle. It's moving within the cells.
Et c'est au niveau des cellules.
And we call this chi. We call this thing
Et c'est
chi.
ça que l'on appelle chi.
You understand?
Yeah.
And you can see that why some people they're very weak because their blood doesn't move that much. So that's why
Et on peut le voir chez des
in
personnes
the
qui
way
sont
that we
très
say
faibles.
in the way
Le
how
sang
we
circule pas
say
bien.
if your blood don't move, you don't move your chi.
Et si le sang ne circule pas bien, l'énergie ne circulera pas bien.
So you must circulate the blood. And the blood moves. Why the blood moves? Because you breathe very strongly.
Pourquoi le sang bouge? Parce qu'on arrive à respirer de façon...
So why do you breathe strongly? Because you make the movement,
Et
right?
pourquoi on respire fort? Parce qu'on fait des mouvements.
Okay. So it goes around. You make the movement, you create heat, the blood moves, and so the cheese moves around. But where does the cheese moves? Where?
Mais où est-ce que ça bouge?
Huh?
Everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Everywhere
Confusing,
inside.
right?
Dans toutes les
Yeah,
cellules.
because we have many fluids inside.
Exactly. So
Not just
the,
blood.
so the blood moving out and moving back in. So the chi circulate, going out, come back in. So after they do this, the bloods move in the pathway. So the chi had to move in pathways as well. So
Donc,
we had the
le sang doit
meridians.
circuler à travers... le chi, lui aussi, doit se diffuser à travers le corps, quoi.
But Master, I
Are you trust the Finnish translation?
For this, yes.
So we have so many fluids also inside, so plasma and the cerebrospinal fluid, so everything, not just this.
Exactly. So what I'm saying,
Yeah.
you have anything that's moving inside will create the movement of this air. The Tibetan call it winds. The Chinese call it qi. So moving even in the brain fluid, you're thinking the nerve send the signals.
Also, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, there is also micro qis
Yeah.
moving in the brain, but we never talk about it.
Yeah.
We only talk about all the qis here, qi there, but we never talk about when the signal sent in the brain thinking about it, why some people can develop very high intuition because they're moving in the pathway that helps all this energy come to a place. We'll talk about it a little later.
Donc là, il y avait la question qui était posée par Yamin, mais il n'y a pas que le sang, il y a beaucoup de choses qui circulent.
Better chi.
The tree is going down.
The chi's moving better, flowing better with this.
Oui, il n'y a pas que le sang, il y a beaucoup de choses effectivement qui circulent, y compris la prise d'image aussi, même pour les nerfs, quoi. Donc là aussi, il y a des afflux qui circulent. Et donc le chi c'est pareil, donc il doit pouvoir se diffuser. Et il prenait l'exemple pourquoi il y a des gens qui arrivent à avoir des intuitions plus fortes que d'autres, c'est parce qu'effectivement ça circule plus rapidement, plus aisément, quoi.
We will connect with what it means focusing. When you focus, what does that mean?
Et quand on se concentre,
It means you make sure the flow of energy come to a place.
ça veut dire se concentrer, ça veut dire le terme, quand on utilise focus, se concentrer, même si c'est mal traduit, c'est plus se focaliser sur des choses, sur des points où on est sûr que l'énergie va là où on veut qu'elle aille, quoi.
So when you focus, you didn't realize that the firing of your pathway in the brain here also going to one place.
Donc on ne réalise pas forcément que ça va à un endroit.
And so everything moves, create the wind.
Et toutes ces choses qui bougent, ça fait du vent. Même si le vent, on l'appelle le vent.
And so it's so interesting that many thousand years ago, people really think about the wind, the movement of the air, the movement. Okay?
C'est intéressant de voir qu'il y a des milliers d'années, déjà les gens avaient un peu cette image en tête du vent, de mouvement.
Mm-hmm. Now we will talk about this forever because there's a lot of things going on with the winds, and as we study more and more, and I will talk more and more about the winds, because
on en parlera parce que c'est quelque chose de très important.
Sometimes we need to have a lot of wings, but sometimes we need to have mountains.
De temps en temps, on doit avoir beaucoup de vent, mais de temps en temps, on a besoin aussi de montagnes.
So what does that mean? So yeah, we go on with the talk a little bit. Slowly. I'll get you there.
Mais pas à
Fur. What do you think about the fire?
Qu'est-ce qu'on pense du feu?
What coming from the fire?
Qu'est-ce qui vient?
Energy.
Heating.
Heat. Very good heat. Energy, right? In nature, what do you see?
Dans la nature, qu'est-ce qu'on voit?
Ça donne la force à la
Shine.
chlorophylle.
Le feu?
La lumière, la chaleur du soleil a poussé les plantes.
Lights.
Light.
Shining.
But the lights, that's right, very good, the lights. But in nature, they see it as lightning, thunders.
Sorry.
They see the fire in thunders.
Thunder, c'est quoi?
Lights.
Thunder. C'est quoi thunder?
tonnerre.
Ah, ok. Thunder.
Foutre. Ou les éclairs.
Les éclairs?
La foutre. Oui, parce que la c'est l'aiguille.
Thunder. Roll of
Ça vous fait foudre.
Not the roll of thunder.
What?
C'est la foudre, c'est pas le coup de tonnerre. C'est ça?
Non, c'est pas justement.
Thunder.
Foudre, c'est
C'est la
la
foudre.
foudre, l'éclair.
Ok.
Light.
Ok.
Yeah. But what he sees is not about the thunder out there. Yes, the fire, the thunder, because anytime the thunder strike, there is fire.
Parce que à chaque fois qu'il y a la foudre tombe, il y a du feu
Yeah,
qui se crée.
thunder strike, the fire, it's forest fire everywhere. At the beginning of Earth, there's so many thunders, so many fire, forest fires, so many fire. But the idea is not about the thunder, but the idea about the start of energy, the spark of energy.
L'idée, c'est pas qu'il y ait tant de foudre ou autre, mais que c'est
Spark of
le
energy.
démarrage, le départ de l'énergie.
L'étincelle. L'étincelle. C'est pas qu'ils ont étincelle.
Thunder.
Le patron de...
See, come up right away.
C'est l'étincelle. C'est ce
So
qu'ils
it's
voient.
about the spark of energy, the start of everything.
Que c'est un départ, ouais, c'est le déclencheur, c'est le départ de quelque
l'énergie de
chose.
la. C'est le
L'énergie
déclencheur.
du départ.
C'est l'étincelle qui déclenche.
L'étincelle.
L'énergie du départ.
For example, we are talking like this, and you see him is sleeping, but if I say, Obama!
Il se déclenche.
See? The moment he's, that's called the thunder. But that thunder is very feeble, very weak. Okay? It's not a strong thunder. Okay. But you can see that everything in life had to begin somewhere.
Donc
And
c'est
that
quelque chose doit démarrer
beginning,
quelque part. Donc déjà c'est le
changing of state.
le-
The changing of
et
state.
et ce point de départ fait changer d'état.
Le
Ça
trigger.
fait changer d'état.
But life begins at that fission.
Et la vie vient de là, de ce changement d'état.
Something changed. You put a seed on the ground.
On met une graine en terre
Something happened.
et quelque chose arrive.
But there is a thunder.
Et il y a un moment,
The thunder moment where it starts to grow.
et il y a un moment, le thunder moment, donc le moment où il y a l'étincelle, où les choses vont changer.
Déclencheur.
I think that the French have all the food now.
On dit coup de foudre, mais aussi on dit, on parle de l'étincelle. Oui, mais d'avoir une étincelle. Une étincelle.
You certainly look at this woman.
Un éclair de lucidité.
Oui, c'est pas vrai.
Flies off. You don't know, but suddenly this happened to you. Okay. Something changed the state of mind. Ah, now you wake up now.
Ah, voilà, il est réveillé.
It's called routine.
Donc il y a toujours des changements, mais c'est pas les mêmes changements. Il y a des changements qui sont dans la routine, c'est pas de ça dont on parle. C'est pas la mort, parce que la mort, il n'y a plus de changement.
Very good. I learn a lot of French as well. Sometimes people resist to change. They resist this thunder.
Parfois, les gens résistent au changement.
It's not always comfortable.
Thunder is never comfortable.
No signal.
No good.
No signal.
No, I'm leaving this off. Okay, this is good. This is really good.
Not thunder.
This is really good. No, because this is sometimes this doesn't come off anymore. It's good. You know, I only need to have 2 fingers on this one, and I'm be okay. Do business. So thunders help you change, but thunder is the moment. For example, we cannot live. You eat. What happened when you put the food in there? The stomach does what? What does it do? The stomach.
Digest.
No.
La question c'est que fait l'estomac.
The stomach will. Huh?
Digest.
What does it mean, digest? What does it mean?
Transformation.
What does it do? Exactly what does it do?
Mix
Acid. The acid disintegrates the food.
Mix everything there with the acid,
But the simple thing to understand is this: when you digest, I mean when the food hit the wall of the stomach, then it's trigger a process called releasing HCl,
acide chlorhydrique.
acid chloric. Acid chloric.
Acide chlorhydrique.
Peut-être pas de l'acide chlorhydrique quand même. Hein. Gastrique.
Chlorhydric or acid chloric?
Il a dit HCl.
Hai SO4 hay là hạt?
Mais dilué, c'est pas pur.
C'est une image.
Acid chlorhydric. Chlorhydric. Okay. So you release acid, I don't know, French go acid chlorhydric because
C'est acide gastrique.
C'est bien, c'est bien.
we call chloric acid. Okay. But that when the two things meet, what's going on is it triggers the process, the chemical reactions, right? And this chemical reaction is all life comes from. Without that, there's no life.
Donc il a pris
So
l'image de
reaction
ces
is thunder.
réactions là quand on digère avec alors l'acide Enfin bref.
So it's just so interesting because at that time in the past, people can see and feel that is where life comes from. It's the interaction. The interaction.
C'est l'interaction qui fait qu'il y a des choses qui se passent.
Or the reaction in chemicals.
L'interaction entre les produits, entre
there
les
is
composés
no
chimiques.
life if you don't interact with people.
Il n'y a pas de vie s'il n'y a pas d'interaction avec les
They are proving nowadays that if the boy or a girl was born and you leave it alone like that,
Si quelqu'un vit ou on laisse
without
comme
touching,
ça,
without
sans
anything,
toucher,
the boy
sans
or
rien,
the girl will die.
il va mourir.
Even you put food into the mouth,
Même si on lui met de
without touching,
la nourriture
the
et
baby
autres,
will
s'il n'y a
die.
pas de contact, s'il n'y a pas de relation,
Even the
il meurt.
boy or the girl had all the food, had the clothes, but they would die. Because
Même s'il y a
lack of
toute la
touch.
nourriture, tous les habits qu'il faut, s'il n'y a pas de contact humain, il meurt.
And people nowadays have seen very well that in a marriage without touching, you have divorce very fast.
Yeah.
D'ailleurs, s'il n'y a pas de
it's true.
relation tactile, il y a des divorces très rapides.
And old people will die very quick if you don't touch them.
In the teachers and students relationship, if the teacher don't talk to students that much, the student will go away also very fast.
Et donc si le professeur n'a pas de relation, s'il n'y a pas de connexion avec les élèves, ils ne partiront pas.
Yeah.
Partiront.
It's very interesting that how would they think about thunder? They see thunders
Et
is
donc
a
il revient à la
connection,
notion là,
is
de
interaction,
thunder,
is
c'est
reaction,
l'éclair ou la
it's
foudre.
something with the spark coming out.
Il faut qu'il y ait
So
quelque
that's
chose.
very time that the two things meet. The two things
Le
meet.
fait que deux choses se
That's what we
rencontrent.
call thunders.
C'est ça qu'on appelle thunder.
And the yin and yang meets, that's very powerful. Okay? So, now you start to see why the thunders in the picture, right? Thunders. Tại sao mà có?
Donc là on voit les...
Hay nói tiếng Việt được.
Dạ vâng ạ, con
Cho
nói
nó
Việt,
rõ.
cho nó rõ một chút. Bởi vì con... Chúng mình Hà Nội mà phải không? Hà Nội đấy, chúng con Hà Nội thì Hà Nội với nhau đấy.
Thầy nói tiếng Huế.
Tiếng Huế, dạ con là tiếng Huế chứ không? Okay, we do a little bit of Vietnamese. The Vietnamese people are not listening very well to my English. You're French. Your French is still good anyway. Tiếng Việt thì nhạc khúc thì thunder là cái gì?
Dạ.
Tại vì cái khúc thì cái wind là dễ là cái gió, lần nào có sự chuyển động của không khí, nó có 4 yếu tố mà quan trọng nhất. Một là cái sự thay đổi của nhiệt độ, hai là sự thay đổi của cái contour, của cái shape đó. Thứ ba là sự di chuyển của một cái vật thể khi mà tạo ra cái gió. Và thứ bốn đó là mình chưa nói về cái thứ bốn đó là sự thay đổi của cái hệ thống trong người mình đó. Cái hệ thống trong người mình mà thay đổi cái là nó bắt đầu thay đổi tất cả, nó tạo ra cái gió. Nên cái sự thay đổi của người mình quan trọng là thay đổi của người mình. Bây giờ nói tới cái thunder là cái mình gọi là cái sấm sét đấy, gọi là chấn sấm sét nó như thế này. Cái lửa đấy mà ra là bởi vì sấm sét bắn xuống tạo ra lửa. Thì hồi xưa đâu có ai biết làm sao mà có lửa đâu, sức nóng làm sao mà biết được. Nhưng mà họ thấy sấm sét bắn xuống là cháy rừng, họ bắt đầu thấy có lửa. Và khi có lửa rồi họ bắt đầu suy nghĩ tới, họ dùng cái lửa để làm sao mà nấu ăn nấu uống. Rồi họ tìm cách để mà họ replicate, bắt chước để tạo ra lửa. Thì họ thấy cái đá họ đập hai cái đá xẹt nhau, cái cây nó vào nhau, thì cái xúc chạm và xúc tác đó nó tạo ra cái lửa. Cho nên là cái lửa đó có nghĩa là gì? Không phải energy mà cái lửa có nghĩa là sự hai chuyện mà nó chạm nhau, đụng nhau, nó xúc tác nhau. Thì cái bạn biết đấy, hai mà cái vật mình học khoa học đó, hai chất mà nó gặp nhau á, mà axit mà gặp chất gì đó thì nó bắt đầu nó xúc tác, thì nó bắt đầu nó xảy ra cái phản ứng hóa học, đúng không? Mà hai người phải gặp nhau rồi thì mới có chuyện xảy ra được. Thì hai người không gặp nhau làm sao có chuyện xảy ra được? Giữa anh chồng không gặp chuyện làm sao có một đàn con được? Thì có sự xúc chạm gì đó đặc biệt vô cùng phải anh chồng thì mới có ra được. Chắc vậy thôi, cái đó là cho nên cái vấn đề của cuộc sống là cái xúc chạm đó là gọi là sấm sét. Thunder. mà không những xúc chạm thôi mà đó là cái begin của bắt đầu của cái sự sống. Rõ ràng như vậy, nó là sự sống và nó bắt đầu tất cả mọi thứ là cái thunder là cái sống sét đó, nó bắt đầu cái gì đó mà có sự sống là có sự bắt đầu đó là xúc chạm cái âm và dương. Thì ngay trong cái thunder đó là mình thấy cái âm dương rồi. Okay, that's the Vietnamese one. As we go along, I can talk to you about law. What do you find out with the water? I want to say something, but in English I didn't say it, and that there is no way human beings can make fire until human beings saw the thunder strike a tree and the fire come from it. So human beings thinking.
Donc, aucun humain n'a pu
how to make
faire du feu, concevoir le
to
feu,
replicate.
avant qu'il ait vu la foudre tomber et créer le feu sur un arbre ou autre. C'est ça qui a créé le fait.
Yeah. So we don't invent
On
the
n'a pas
fire
inventé, on
out
a
of
vu se
nowhere.
faire.
We see it.
Ça vient pas de nulle part. On a vu arriver.
And we find out that the two things when they hit together can have a spark.
Et on a vu également qu'entre-temps, il y a des étincelles. Entre-temps, deux silex, il y a des étincelles qui se font.
Thunder, the principle is to meet, to interact, to react, but it has to have
Le
something.
sens là, de thunder,
The duality.
c'est le fait que les deux éléments interagissent et produisent quelque chose.
The wind is on the duality. The two different body of air in different temperatures when they meet.
Alors que le vent, le wind, c'était autre chose, c'était le fait que ça...
But how about the water? How about the water now?
Maintenant, on parle de l'eau.
Tell me something about the water.
Dites quelque chose à propos de l'eau.
Incontrôlable. Il faut que l'eau soit vive, il faut qu'elle bouge. Les vagues, ça bouge. Fluidité.
You cannot control it. It is flow.
You cannot control any of this thing. Try to control the wind of the thunder, yeah? Go ahead. Or the mountain, you can't. But when you come out from it.
It goes down.
On vient de l'eau dans le ventre de la mer.
Oui. Et
C'est la vie,
La vie, c'est la vie. La naissance de la vie.
la vie, c'est tout le monde, everywhere.
Et dans notre corps, 80% d'eau.
Oui. 80% d'eau dans le corps.
Oui.
Et
C'est la vie.
If you don't have water, you can
you die.
Dry,
On meurt sans eau.
the water is already going down. Naturally.
Okay.
Qu'est-ce que
We're talking about something very interesting. Convergence.
On parle de quelque chose de très intéressant. Là.
In ice.
Where the wind is divergence. Go everywhere.
Le
Where
vent
the
va partout.
thunders is interaction.
La foudre, c'est l'interaction.
The water is very interesting because many body of water can join together and become one.
Parce que plein d'affluents peuvent se rencontrer et devenir un.
Unity, oui. But thinking about those water when they come together, if they join and flow together, that's different. They come, they join together, and they become one, but they stay in one place, like a lake.
Comme un lac. Ah oui, donc il y a des endroits où on imagine tous les torrents se rencontrer dans un endroit stable, comme le lac. Calme comme le lac.
But tell me something about the lake. If you take a look at how the lake is.
Et ce que ça vous fait penser, à quoi vous fait penser un lac?
C'est calme. Il y a le reflet du soleil.
Yeah. You can buy a
Base
house
de
by the lake.
loisirs, windsurf,
Cheap one.
poisson.
Poisson, yeah. Barbecue, poisson barbecue.
Non, il doit
Fish and chips. Fish and chips.
Si, c'est bon.
Non,
Now you wake up.
Alors t'es réveillé.
no eat. Yeah, eat fish.
You can see the image of the side.
Everything communicates. You
Right? Everything become one unity. You're merging in one, become one. You think about the water. It's from the mountain. It's underground. When it comes to a place where they come stay together, they become a larger body of water, and you cannot see this water from the mountain, this water from the dip. You can't. It becomes just one. Become nameless. Just become water. All rivers lost its label when it comes to become a lake. So it becomes oneness.
Les rivières
Oneness.
deviennent une. C'est ça quand elles se rencontrent. Je n'ai pas suivi.
On ne distingue pas l'origine de
On ne
cette
distingue
eau.
pas l'origine des différentes rivières. Quand elles deviennent une fois qu'elles se sont rencontrées au niveau du lac.
Now you're thinking about all of these things. They all become one, but in different way.
Elles deviennent toutes une, mais de différentes manières.
The winds, when the winds come together, they become one, but in different way. They're changing their temperature.
Pareil, quand le vent se rencontre, ils se rencontrent mais avec des températures différentes.
They still keep moving.
Ça continue
Okay.
à bouger, mais avec
They
des températures
constantly
différentes.
become one as moving. But the water is very, very different because you can see it.
Mais l'eau c'est très différent parce que là on peut la voir.
Yeah, you can see it.
Là on peut la voir et on peut la boire.
You really experience that water. You drink up a cup of water, it also. So the thinking behind this, the lake, is the unity.
Donc le concept derrière c'est l'unité.
And in the future, you will see the principle here. When Confucius looked at this, Confucius said, "Oh, when all the water converge and become a lake, then what is friendship? Friendship is when every single people coming together, and you become just one body."
Donc il fait les relations entre ces différentes rivières qui se rencontrent et font un avec le lac. Il fait l'image avec les personnes. C'est quoi l'amitié? C'est les différentes personnes qui se rejoignent et sont ensemble et partagent ensemble.
It's very interesting is this. Okay, you are my friend, yes. That if you are my friend, that I cannot hate you.
Donc si tu es mon ami, je ne peux pas te haïr.
But you don't need to be the same with me. It's the only thing that we can be together and do something together.
On peut être ensemble et faire quelque chose ensemble.
Yeah. So I can care for you.
On peut
I
faire
cannot
attention.
speak evil against you. If I'm your friend.
Si on est amis, on fait attention à l'autre. Quoi.
Yeah. I cannot talk bad thing about you because you're my friend. You see? So we become in one body. It's called friendship.
Donc on devient un en étant amis. Quoi.
Yeah.
Amitié.
And it's not about you have to be the same as with me. You have to be the same.
Mais on n'a pas besoin d'être le même. Mais
Every single water come into
on est tous
water.
différents,
They still have the differences,
on
yeah.
garde les différences.
But they just simply become the lake.
Mais en même temps, on devient le lac.
Okay. So that's what we see in the future. We will talk about this later.
C'est ça
But we're
qu'on
thinking
va-
about in life, in real life, what else you can think about unity like this? Where else? What else?
Donc à quel moment on peut penser à ces unités en dehors du lac, c'est ça, en dehors du lac?
Better friendship.
Qu'est-ce qui fait penser à l'unité en dehors de...
Did you realize that, for example, you go to the meeting and we're talking about, okay, let's try to build a house. Everyone have a different idea how to build a house. But at the end of the meeting, everyone will agree that, okay, to build a house, let's do this. So the agreement of all ideas is like a lake.
Okay.
Donc l'accord pour construire une maison, c'est comme le lac.
The agreement.
Agreement,
It's so important, the
l'accord.
agreement. Everyone can have different ideas, but if you can agree on one thing, that agreement is a lake. So it's very powerful image.
Un accord.
You know. Okay.
Consensus, c'est plus fort qu'accord.
Consensus.
Accord.
Mais un accord, agreement, c'est un accord.
Okay. Obama, you understand?
Il faut qu'il y ait un
Are you
accord.
still here? Are you somewhere?
T'es encore ici ou t'es ailleurs?
Ouais, ouais. I listen you.
You hear? Okay,
I
good.
listen.
You hear? Good student.
Une question, pourquoi le lac plutôt que la mer? À la surface de la Terre, il y a plus de mer que de lacs.
Pourquoi le
Do
lac
you ever taste the water of the mer?
Salé.
Very soft.
Too much sal. Trop de sel.
Ah, pour boire.
Trop de sel.
Okay, so you lose the quality of the water. So the lake, you can retain the water quality. Every stream coming into the water is still the same.
Le lac
Ok.
garde la qualité d'une eau pure, alors que la mer...
It's very good because that man, Fuxi, the sage emperor, he's the Chinese. He knows that communism doesn't work.
Il fait une aparté politique. Il est très fort parce que ça veut dire que le communisme ne pourrait pas marcher.
Yeah, because communism want everyone to be salty like the water.
Parce que le communisme veut que tout le monde soit salé comme l'eau de mer.
It's no good. It doesn't work. After 70 years,
Ça ne peut pas marcher.
Trop de sel.
Even Hungary know that too.
En Hongrie
Hungarians,
aussi, ça
after many years, they become communist. Now they renounce communism. So communism want everyone become the same in
On
one
veut
way.
que le communisme veut que tout le monde soit
But
identique,
we can't do that. We have to retain our differences. Okay.
alors que chacun est différent.
Okay. Anyway, no, that's my interpretation, not his.
Mais c'est son interprétation, c'est pas l'interprétation. de-
So here's the interesting part of the man. So the man, he put heaven above
Alors maintenant, la chose intéressante pour l'homme,
and the earth at the bottom.
il y a le ciel, la terre.
There's no argument about this, right? Because this is obviously self-evident. Nobody put the heaven below and the earth above. And then
C'est une évidence, tout le monde met la terre, sauf si on a la tête en
he
bas.
thinks about the fire, and he sees that the sun is under a big fire, so he put it in the east. Here is
Donc on va mettre le soleil ici, à l'est,
and the water he put in the west because of the water.
et on met l'eau à
Because
l'ouest.
it's simply because if you figure out the fire, then the water is opposing the fire, so you put it in the
C'est pour
west.
les opposés, donc ils sont
Ok.
opposés.
It doesn't mean that the water flows to the west or the water
Ça
is
ne
in
veut pas
the
dire
west.
que l'eau
It just means
est
because he figured out this. If for your information, for the Chinese, the upside down. The Chinese don't see the north upstairs. They see the north at the bottom.
Pour notre information, en Chine, on voit pas le nord au-dessus, on y voit le nord en dessous.
So, if you write down this is east, this is west, for the Chinese, this is north, and this is south. Okay? Very interesting, isn't it? Okay? Alright. For your information. So we just don't use the Chinese way of doing it. We just use the regular way that how we do see things. And when they have the compass, the Chinese compass is very funny. They never say point north. They say
Sur les
point
compas-
south.
Dans les compas,
Boussole.
les boussoles chinoises, donc ça pointe pas le nord, ça pointe le sud.
C'est le feng shui, effectivement, le nord est en bas.
They're always pointing south. They don't pointing north. We pointing north. They pointing south. We write from left to right. They write from right to left.
On écrit de droite à gauche, ils écrivent de gauche à droite.
The Chinese is whole different from the Vietnamese or
Les Chinois sont très différents.
the West thing. I don't know. You know that. We notice that.
Yes, I know.
Huh?
I know.
You know?
I know. Chinese different. I know.
Yeah.
I see.
Il a
But
vu ça.
there has many differences, but almost opposite
Presque
opposing
presque
to the
opposé.
way we do the thing. So here, let me write out these few more things here, and we'll help you to finish this lesson here. So let me ask you, where do you put the thunders, the mountain, all that? Where do you put them?
Alors où est-ce qu'on met maintenant le lac et le...
So here we go.
foudre?
Between the fire and the earth, there is thunder.
Donc, entre le feu et l'eau, il y a la
Because they
foudre.
think the fire can produce thunder here. But what
C'est
if
le
they put
feu
the
qui
thunder on the
produit,
heaven? They put thunder down at the bottom here. Okay. Is that interesting? Why don't they put the thunder up there in heaven here? Why?
Alors pourquoi on a mis la foudre ici?
Because of they go to the
The earth?
C'est le feu qui tombe sur la terre.
Okay. I would be very happy to accept your thing because I don't really know. Well, he doesn't tell people how to do it. And there's about 7 or 8 people who have different theories about how it should be down at the bottom. And you now become not a philosopher. Really, nobody knows really why he thinks that way. Okay, but later if you look at the numbers, because there is a number assigned for each of them, you know why it is there. But
Donc,
in
il y a
general
un-
idea,
non,
you just don't know why.
Donc il y a une explication qui est donnée pourquoi c'est là, bah, parce que effectivement le feu descend sur Terre. Donc il aurait été heureux d'accepter cette interprétation, mais en fait on ne sait pas vraiment pourquoi ça a été placé ici ou ailleurs, quoi. Mais on verra plus tard parce qu'il y a des numéros, il y a des interprétations pour chacun des positions.
So, earth comes the mountain, right? But the heaven comes where? Where is heaven come from? And the heavens we have the wind over here. This is the wind. And so, where the lake go to?
Only one place.
The only place left is for the lake is right here. So the lake is very, very unhappy. The lake stay over here. That's the only available spot
Opposite
left.
of water.
You ask for any logic about this? We just don't have any logic about it. Until we have numbers. Each of them has a number. You assign for yin and yang. Then, for example, this is yang is yin, and you assign a number for it, and you understand why it's there. Otherwise, if
Jusqu'à
you,
présent, on a l'impression qu'il n'y a pas de logique pour le positionnement, là notamment avec le lac qui posait presque à l'opposé de zéro. Tant qu'on n'a pas compris les noms, mais surtout les noms chinois en fait, je suppose, parce que c'est les... Comment ça s'appelle là, les trigrammes.
right. Now, what you should remember is remember these arrows here. You remember this arrow and remember the illogical place here, and you always write correctly. Now, without look at the second time, can you write it in your memory?
Donc on va garder en mémoire le chez moi précédent.
Okay. And now let me tell you, the element is most illogical in here. Most illogical in here. Let me tell you this. This is a place where we call debatable, but this is where the beauty of things. You see here? Because this here is the meaning of this whole thing. Heaven, earth, mountain, thunder, all of this thing here, they are in order, right? You see the order? The red arrows, the blue arrows, they're all in order. Life cannot come out from orders. Life come out from chaos.
Donc je commence par la fin, donc la vie vient du chaos.
Ah oui, chaos.
Elle vient du chaos.
And this is the whole idea that
Et que l'idée c'est ça, donc même si c'est pas apparemment c'est pas logique et autre, mais en fait il y a bien un agencement qui sort du chaos, quoi.
so that's why this only element, the lake and the water, is out of place, because it tells us that without water is life. You're thinking about every single spaceship go out into the space. They're looking for water in the moon, looking for water in Mars, looking for water everywhere. If that's water, that is
Quand on
life.
pense à la recherche de l'eau, donc
Okay.
quand on va dans l'espace, qu'est-ce qu'on cherche? On va chercher de l'eau. Si on va sur Mars, on va vérifier s'il y a de l'eau.
And this is at the time when they do this, we don't know what is the reason yet, but we have figured out, we, meaning the people later, the philosophers, they find out that very beautiful ways of thinking, because life cannot come out from order, life come out from chaos.
Et donc en fait c'est cette pensée intéressante parce que la vie ne provient pas de l'ordre,
And this is
la vie
life.
provient du chaos.
So, let me translate in Vietnam here for 1 minute here. Hold on, another right?
Ça c'est pas mal ça.
Yeah.
Mais j'aime bien ça.
Ça me soulage.
Parce que j'aime bien le bordel en fait.
Ça me soulage.
Tại xong rồi đó bây giờ mình làm cái gì nữa? Bây giờ cái đầm ấy, ao, cái nước đó là nó là cái sự sống, và cái nước đó là hay là tại vì cái nước đó thì mình tại sao nó không nghĩ tới cái đầm mà nó không nghĩ tới cái biển? Tại vì cái đầm đó là tất cả cái nước đó nó chảy qua trong ao đó, thì tất cả cái nước đó nó đều có chung một cái mùi vị của cái nước mà trong vậy nó không mất đi mùi vị của chính nó. Nhưng mà khi mình nước vô trong biển thì nó mất cái mùi vị của chính nó. Thì cái đó là cái biểu tượng khác. Nhưng cho nên mấy ông này khi ông nói là cái nước đó nó vô trong cái áo đó thì nó không mất cái mùi vị của chính nó mà nó trở thành một với tất cả những cái khác. Thì cái đó là cái ví dụ cũng như là vì mình ngồi mình nói chuyện với nhau đó. Thì bàn luận với mỗi người một ý kiến khác nhau, nhưng mà rồi sẽ có một cái ý kiến mà mình giống nhau. Ý kiến đó tức là cái hồ đó, thì mình xây cái nhà, mỗi người có 1000 cách để xây cái nhà đó. Suy nghĩ khác nhau, 1000 người có 1000 cách suy nghĩ, nhưng mà sẽ có một suy nghĩ giống nhau, là tất cả mọi người suy nghĩ là một xây cái nhà thì phải xây cái nền trước đó. Thì cái ý đó đó, cái sự đồng ý đó gọi là cái lake hay là cái hồ, đó là cái ý. Rồi bây giờ cái cảm xúc của mình, cái bạn bè của mình ấy, cũng phải mỗi người bạn ấy, thì điều là mỗi người họ cảm tình khác nhau cả. Nhưng mà khi mà những người bạn đó không phải là bạn với nhau rồi thì mình có một cái tình bạn là cho mình ngồi chung với nhau vui vẻ, chấp nhận nhau. Anh chưa?
Dạ.
Anh trí?
Dạ thầy nói xong rồi.
Ok, thì cái đó là một trong những cái mà của cái ảo. Bây giờ đó khi mình vẽ cái hình ra thì là ông Phục Hy ông làm hay là ông nói phía trên đó, là trời dưới đất, thì cái đó không ai có thể là chống lại trên trời dưới đất, đúng không? Thì bạn thấy cái này trên là trời đó, dưới là đất. Thì không ai mà thể mà tận được cả, tại vì không có cái đó là hiển nhiên rồi. Bây giờ đó cái tự nhiên là lửa nằm ở đâu thì ông này lửa nó đi lên với cái mặt trời rồi nằm ở cái tay là lửa, thì lửa đó thì gọi là ly, mà bên này thì gọi là khảm tức là nước. Thì trời với đất thì trên trời là khôn, trời là khôn chứ dưới là đất, là càng trên khôn dưới, thì cái đó ai hiểu rồi cả. Thì cái đất ấy, thì nó nằm ở bên, xin lỗi, cái lửa nằm bên tay trái, tức là phía đông, mà bên này thì tây là nước, là đông. Ai cũng hiểu cái đó rồi, nhưng mà cái không thấu hiểu là khảm, thì sao mà khảm phía tây được? Cái đủ lý do gì khảm phía tây, cái đó không ai nói cả. Nhưng mà cái đó là câu hỏi đặt ra tại sao khảm phía tây. Bây giờ tiếp tục, nếu mà cái này tiếp tục thì mình sẽ có một cái là cái gì? Cái lửa đó thì sinh ra là cái sấm sét. Cái đất á, thì nó sinh ra là núi, và cái trời ấy, thì sinh ra gió. Bạn thấy đấy, tất cả cái điều gì này là điều nằm ở trong một cái vị trí mà như nhau cả. Nhưng mà tại sao đó mà cái nước nó không có, cái này là cái hồ. Thì trả ra đó, những đức họ viết một cách ngược ngào như vậy đó, họ để cái nước này và cái nước đó và cái hồ này đó, thành ra riêng biệt ra là bởi vì họ muốn nói rằng đó là cái nước là sự sống, cái sự sống nó không thể chạy theo đi theo cái luật lệ tự nhiên được. Sự sống sinh ra ở trong cái mà không phải là cái tự nhiên. Tức là cái tự nhiên là cái mà nó hiện ra các cái dạng gọi là chaos, là cái dạng mà biến động, chứ không phải là cái dạng chết. Tại vì tất cả mọi thứ nó đều như nhau cả thì không có sự sống được. Cho nên cái đó nó đưa tới một cái điều là tại sao đó một cái tổ chức đó, mà nó càng chặt chẽ thì người ta càng không muốn, và người ta không thấy được cái tiền ta ngộ ngàng, ta ngộ ra khỏi cái tổ chức. Tại sao đó mà tất cả cái đồ ăn uống các bác không thể nào mà nấu đồ ăn uống mà giống nhau rồi. Đồ ăn nó phải khác nhau. Các bác mà làm thì mình ăn mà nó đẹp quá, nhiều khi mình nhìn mình không muốn ăn, mình chỉ nhìn cái đẹp thôi. Nhưng đồ ăn nó đoàn sẽ cao lắm cả khi mình đã khoái sự sống mà, đúng không? Bây giờ các bạn đi gặp người nào mà vô mà họ tự nói từ đầu đến cuối một chuyện thôi thì bạn đâu có thích tâm. Một chuyện giống nhau cả từ đầu đến cuối, lần nào mà gặp chuyện đó thôi. Thầy có cái ba mẹ nuôi của thầy đó là mỗi lần gặp ba là ba cần lấy cái hình mà cần cười của ba nó cũng trong ba thì lắm thì ba nói đấy là cười đi là trong nó cũng chừng nói chuyện thôi đó, nó không hiểu sự gì cả, chừng nói chuyện thôi. Nên cái sự sống là cái liveliness là nó không có từ cái chỗ mà trong cái bóc, trong cái hộp, trong cái chỗ mà định kiến, tham kiến mà ra được. Phải cách như vậy đó. Thế nên cái sự giác ngộ là cái sự sống, vì giác ngộ là cái óc mình không ở trong cái chỗ được. Satori, Kensho, Satori, giác ngộ, enlightenment is like life. Enlightenment cannot, after you enlighten, you cannot speak everything the same. You cannot doing things every so predictable, meaning your life become like a routine. If you enlighten, your head, your brain is so fresh, you think so deep and so profound. Every time you meditate is a time of discovery. Everything you do with people is a discovery itself. Because that's life. The water, you think the water flows in the one direction all the time? No. The flow is always changing, even in the water out there. So when you have life, you don't follow a rule, but you follow rules. Meaning you follow rules, but everything will be changing and shifting. And that's why enlightenment is very lively. Enlightenment makes you become alive. If you don't enlighten, then you always get yourself into a very strict, very box thing. You can't open up yourself and you can appreciate the quality that everyone, and all environment present to you. No translation. Thank you. Bye. It's gone. The water doesn't flow the same.
Donc dans une rivière, l'eau
They don't flow the same. Okay. Moment after moment.
C'est pas toujours le même flux, quoi. Donc, pas le même chemin, ça change.
I'm talking about when you enlighten, your thought flows in a whole different way.
Là, il fait le parallèle avec comment dire, la façon dont on voit les choses, ou l'illumination.
That means that
là aussi, il y a plein de chemins pour y arriver, quoi.
You don't get stuck. Your thinking will get stuck.
C'est pas la pensée n'est pas
bloquée,
statique.
For example, I'm just talking about someone who claimed himself enlightened. And so I visit him.
Quelqu'un qui s'est déclaré lui-même illuminé.
I visit him and I have lunch with him. And he was talking and he said, "Oh, yeah, this is where I sit. This is my thing for 35 years. I'm sitting here."
Je suis assis là depuis 35 ans.
And he showed me he's eating. He cooked this kind of food, eat this kind of thing. And that's normal.
Donc il montre ce qu'il mange, etc. Tout ça était normal.
But his disciples say very interesting. He said he's teaching every single time, every single meditation. He teaches the same thing every single time.
Mais il enseignait toujours la même chose de la même façon, toujours.
He emphasized on the same thing all the time.
Il revenait toujours sur la même chose, jamais un changement.
And so I challenge him. I said, if you do everything the same thing, everything like routine, everything like that, then how could you think enlightenment is something different?
Donc il lui a posé la question, mais si tout le temps c'est toujours la même chose, enfin on reprend toujours la même chose, comment l'illumination peut être quelque chose de différent?
So I say to him, I say, for me,
il lui a demandé,
enlightenment is every moment I find the new thing of discovery.
Pour moi, l'illumination c'est à chaque fois que je trouve quelque chose de différent.
So he doesn't want to fight with me. So he said, "Oh, I'm old."
Donc il ne voulait pas discuter. Donc il dit, "Oh, je suis fatigué, je suis vieux."
But enlightenment doesn't care about age.
Mais l'illumination n'est pas une question d'âge.
If you are 70 years old and suddenly you do everything as when you were 10 years ago, then you should know that your enlightenment already slipped away.
Quand on est à 75 ans, si on ne sait plus faire des choses que l'on faisait à 10 ans, c'est que déjà l'illumination est partie.
So you have to understand that enlightenment is to keep not only your brain and your body young, but to keep
L'innovation, c'est de garder
a
l'esprit
sense
jeune,
of discovery.
de garder ce souhait d'ouverture et de découverte.
Okay, I until today, I enjoy talking to Joe, who I know many years.
De discuter.
I see him a different monster now.
Maintenant, de le voir en maître.
Monster.
Ah, comme un monstre. Monster.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
No. I see you a different monster, meaning I see you differently. American expression.
Okay.
It doesn't mean you're a monster. It means everything. I see you a different monster.
Okay.
So, I enjoy talking to him and Joe. You know, I didn't see his house, but I see his house. I see the beautiful toilet. I see the beautiful and clean house. Oh, I see him different. Very interesting. So you get to see people differently. You get to talk to people and see the new thing in people, especially your friends and your people you are so familiar with.
Donc il faut toujours chercher les choses comme ça différentes, même chez les amis, chez les proches.
If you start to see everything, oh, I know this man.
Si on croit qu'on connaît déjà on connaît déjà cette personne.
You start to see something which we call, you become no less more prejudice. Okay. Every time Jean Bernard comes, I always find something interesting about him.
Ah, thank you.
No, that's very true. I don't know about you very much, but every time I see him, I see something interesting. Okay. Now, does that mean that I'm enlightened? No. It means that life is always changing, and we have to open ourselves up to a new thing, and we discover, we have to see it, and we say, the art is what we should cultivate.
Donc il faut toujours rester effectivement ouvert au changement et à ce qui peut arriver, quoi. Donc ne pas rester figé dans...
en français, émerveillement.
Émerveillement.
Yeah, je sais pas quel émerveillement.
De garder l'émerveillement. De rester émerveillé. Je sais pas comment on peut traduire émerveillé. Émerveillé.
Non, émerveillé. Yeah.
Like a child, you know.
Wow.
Yeah,
when you discover something very new and very beautiful.
Wow.
That is émerveillement.
That is
because we have to keep this émerveillement.
And many people who are very close to me, and I'm still very much enjoying talking and listening and all that, because I feel so many things beautifully that I don't see before, now I see.
Il aime continuer à enseigner, à échanger, parce que des choses qu'il ne voyait pas avant, il les voit aujourd'hui, donc ça change.
Now, that's what I'm talking about, the water and the lake.
Donc c'est pour ça qu'il parlait de l'eau et du lac. Ce n'est pas prévisible.
I hear this.
It's a French word. Predictable.
I hear this many times. The couple come to me and they said, he wanted to change, but his wife said, oh, you don't change, you're the same, maybe, yeah, no, you don't change.
Si quelqu'un vient, il veut changer, non, c'est pas la peine, tu changeras pas.
And when the husband wants to say something, you know, this is very beautiful. The wife said, oh, I know what you want to say. Forget it, don't sound about it.
Ouais, donc il dit, je vais dire quelque chose, et c'est comme si elle savait dire, je sais déjà ce que tu vas dire, ça m'intéresse pas.
Because they think they know each other very well.
Parce qu'ils pensent que chacun se connaît et qu'il n'y a rien à
They have no room to see the new thing in each other.
Chacun, rien ne peut apporter de nouveau à l'autre.
For example, the wife get up in the morning and I said, oh, I'm hungry. The husband said, oh, okay, no problem. I mixed up your breakfast. I mixed your breakfast for you.
Donc, par exemple, il se réveille, donc j'ai faim, bon, pas de problème, je vais préparer à manger.
But the wife's thinking, oh, I'm going out and get something. But husband, oh, don't worry, I mix, I make,
Ouais,
I
la
make
femme
things
pensait que je
for
vais
you.
aller chercher quelque chose. Non, l'homme dit non, c'est pas le problème, je vais préparer
So,
quelque chose ici.
we slowly, we don't allow ourselves to discover new things because we have so many small things we stick in our mind, we think we know.
On ne s'autorise pas à laisser découvrir des nouvelles choses, quoi, et à changer, à rester étonné, quoi, parce que ça.
And let me tell you, that is my enemy.
Et ça, c'est l'ennemi.
Enemy is to become so complacent and to become so familiar with things around.
Devenir
That's my
tellement habitué avec les choses qui entourent, routine. Ça, c'est terrible.
What?
C'est son ennemi.
I agree with this.
You do?
Ouais.
Yeah. Everything is creative.
It will be hell for me. Everything, all
However,
Creating.
However, you need to have certain stability. You can chant too fast, or you can chant things that also you make yourself misunderstood by others, because we still live in a world that everyone's connected with everyone else. And you have to keep a sane mind, and you have to keep certain stability.
On doit garder cet esprit.
For example, I'm vegetarian. I cannot, today vegetarian, tomorrow meat eater, the next day, I can't do it like that. There's certain kind of thing you have to keep in order to make life easy for everyone. Not only for you, but for everyone.
Because you are not alone.
Donc il y a une certaine stabilité à avoir pour pouvoir. Il prenait l'exemple, il est végétarien, il va pas se mettre à manger de la viande du jour au lendemain.
Yeah. So you have to see this kind of thing. For example, I eat one meal a day. But if I go to France, forget about one meal. You have croissant, good croissant, give to me. I eat right away. Okay. That doesn't mean I don't honor my rules of one meal, but it tells me something else. It tells me that hey, I can indulge here and there because I don't go to France every day. A year, I have 1 week in France. Please give me croissant in the morning. I want croissant in the morning. I love
Mais si on lui offre des croissants, là, ah oui, il va prendre.
So,
But Master, you will talk about the openness, because we need openness for this, and then with this space and lights. Also, you will talk about or not?
yes, without openness we don't have any discovery.